Imagine this. It's the dead of night and you're all alone. The wind howls outside, sending chills down your spine. Suddenly, you feel a presence behind you, lurking in the shadows. You turn, heart racing, but there's nothing there. Or is there? Have you ever felt watched when you were all alone? Tonight, we dive into a spine-tingling tale from a haunted village in Nepal, where a simple festival turns into a nightmarish encounter with the unknown. Are you ready to face your fears? This is no ordinary village, hidden deep within the Himalayan mountains of Nepal. This place is a living relic of the past, where ancient rituals and whispered legends linger in every corner. The locals speak of the old temple, a sacred place, yet shrouded in mystery, casting a long, haunting shadow over the land. In the start of our story, a young woman named Sneed goes back to her family's ancestral house for a religious celebration. It's been years since she last visited the village, and everything feels familiar yet strangely distant. As she walks through the narrow, stone-paved streets, memories of her childhood flood back. The vibrant festival, the smell of incense, and the sound of bells ringing in the air all seem to welcome her back. She can't quite get rid of the impression, though, that there's something else in the air. It's as if the village itself is alive, watching her, waiting for her. The old temple looms in the distance, and Snake can't help but feel its pull. The villagers have always been tight-lipped about the temple, speaking only in hushed tones, especially about what happens there after dark. Snake's here for a celebration, a time of joy and tradition. But little does she know, the shadows of this village hold more than just memories. They hold secrets that are about to reveal themselves in the most terrifying way possible. The festival is still going strong as night falls, but Snake senses something is wrong. The village, which should be alive with celebration, seems oddly muted in parts. The air is heavy, almost oppressive, as if it's hiding something just beyond sight. It begins with small things, subtle, almost imperceptible. A young girl standing alone in the temple shadow, staring at Snake with an unsettling grin. The girl doesn't move, doesn't speak, just watches. Snake tries to shake it off, but the feeling of being watched lingers. But as quickly as she appeared, the girl is gone, vanished into the night. A trick of the light, perhaps. Snake isn't sure, but a cold shiver crawls up her spine. That night, as Snake tries to sleep, the sense of unease only grows. She pulls the blanket tighter, trying to escape the cold draft that suddenly fills the room. The wind outside howls, but it's something else that sends a chill down her neck. A cold breath, soft but undeniable, brushes against her neck. She turns quickly, expecting to see someone or something. But the room remains empty, and yet the feeling of another presence is stronger than ever. The whispers start, then barely audible, like the wind, but with an unmistakable human tone. Snee's heart races as the feeling of being watched returns. It's as if something or someone is in the room with her, lurking just beyond the shadows. She feels drawn to the window, as if the source of those whispers is just outside, calling to her. But with every step she takes, the air thickens, and the room grows colder. The line between reality and nightmare begins to blur, and Snake can't tell which side she's on. As she attempts to fall asleep, Snake's mind is constantly racing with images of the strange girl, the chilly breath, and the murmurs. Her pulse is thumping in her chest. She tells herself it's all in her head, that it's just the village's eerie atmosphere playing tricks. But deep down, she knows something is terribly wrong. Then it happens. She wakes not from a dream, but to something far more real. Her body freezes, paralyzed with a fear she's never felt before. She senses it before she sees it, a presence looming at the foot of her bed. The girl from the temple is there. Silent, her eyes glowing with a cold, ghostly light that cuts through the darkness. Her once innocent smile is gone, replaced by a sinister, vacant stare. Snake can feel the air grow heavier, the temperature dropping as the room fills with an unseen evil. She tries to move, to scream, to run, but she feels as though the air around her has become stone. She can't lift a finger. Her voice is gone, trapped in her throat, leaving her completely helpless. The girl steps closer, her glowing eyes fixed on Snake, as if peering straight into her soul. Whispers surround the room now, louder, more frantic, as though the spirits of the temple have come alive, feeding off Snake's fear. The space starts to slant and distort, with the shadows on the walls taking on grotesque forms. The girl's form flickers, warping into something grotesque, her face now barely human. It's as if the malevolent spirits of the temple are pulling her deeper into their realm, feeding on her terror. Snee's mind screams, her body locked in place, her terror rising as the girl comes closer, so close that she can feel the icy breath on her face. But no matter how much she tries, her voice is silent. The room presses in on her, and it's clear now there's no escape. And just like that, the night consumes the village once more. But Snee's story leaves us with a question that lingers in the back of our minds. What would you have done in her place? Could you handle the fear? Could you survive a night like this where the line between the living and the dead fades away? We want to know your thoughts. Could you face the unknown, or would fear consume you? Tell us, how would you react if you were alone in the darkness with only a cold presence watching you? Let us know in the comments below. And remember, the next time you feel a chill in the air, it might not just be the wind. Until next time, sleep well if you can.